Oh man, yeah. Oh man, yeah. I cannot wait to just see what the comments are thinking about, or what the comments, yeah, have to say about this kind of theory. You know what I'm saying? The pyramid theory. Wait, no, it's not the pyramid theory. What the fuck did I just see? Hold on, let me refresh my little thing, because you know, like, this little ad break, it be getting to me, especially when I'm fried. You know what I'm saying? Let's just hop into these comments, see what they think about the afterlife. Feel me? Let's go. Cosplay, partake. Boom.
Seen the coast to be the phoenix. First you fall, then break the ceiling. That's when I bled in my mind like a fiend. That one get high beyond the evening. Scared of life, so I'm a demon. But I promise you, I ain't lied about it. Always cried about it. Don't ask me why about it. Nah, fuck it, yeah.
So, cosplay, comments on story play. This story play here. Well, this video, you know what I mean? Just added that so that it sounds smooth, it rolls smooth off the tongue, right? Let's play partake. See if see. What do y'all got to say about it? And talk about it. What bums me out, the idea of nothingness, is the idea that I'll never know what happened on. It's like the ultimate FOMO. Never know what happens after I'm gone. The idea of nothingness. Yeah, you see, I feel like that comes with an attachment of not wanting to let go of life. You know what I mean? And you know, the lack of understanding when it comes to, you know, just the wisdom of letting go of life, bro. I feel like that's where we even get to the, you know, concept of, or idea of bliss and joy. You know what I'm saying? It's the relief from the precious. You know what I'm saying, it's from the relief of having dealt with life. And yes, we can talk about life having been blissful for you. It was joyful, it was happy. You know what I mean? But even letting go of that, like, there's an experience, like, you have to experience the letting go of things, bro. You know what I mean? It's part of life. It's like, even, you know, even when you see during the winter time, and you know, the trees are letting go of these leaves, and you know what I'm saying, there's a wisdom in knowing that that has to happen. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, FOMO is FOMO. It is what it is. I feel like, you know, retaining, or yeah, retaining a sense of this FOMO idea, you making yourself suffer. Like, in one way or another. I like existing a lot, but this is also the big definite bias that made me laugh. Yeah, that one was, shit. Throws me for a loop, because it's like, yo, it does come from a person who exists, but what comes from people that don't exist, right? Like, what comes from them? Like, nothing. You know what I mean? So, do they wish they existed? We won't know that, because we exist. You know what I'm saying? And we'd rather the whole existing thing. Now, when it comes to, I don't know if y'all have heard of the anti-natalism philosophy, right? Way of thinking. It's like anti-natalists and people that, like, believe in not reproducing new life, right? I feel like, in a way, that's you trying to experience non-existence, because you are contributing to the non-existence of things, right? You exist, but you don't want to let things exist, like in human form. You know what I mean? Yeah, sure. Maybe your philosophies on how you exist, aka the philosopher David Benatar. that came up with this idea, right? It's like his work is going to exist, whatever he created intellectually, this intellectual idea of antinatalism, but in human form, he's not going to exist any further, right? And I feel like that's the transition he's like making. I don't know if that makes sense. I like, look, it deserves to not make sense because I'm only trying to also make sense with my existing mind, how existence, you know, behaves, or like what it is. Like, I don't know. Excuse me for. You can actually experience nothingness because an experience is still something. You can't act. Oh, so you cannot actually experience nothingness because an experience is still something. Nothing isn't dark silence or emptiness, but that is what I said, isn't it? It's the absence of awareness itself. It's like before you were born, you weren't sitting in a void. You were just there at all. Huh? You just weren't there at all. So it's your awareness. It's your understanding of seeing things. Your understanding of your own limitations. Before that, there was none of that. All those lines were blurred. The lines of your own identity. The lines of your own formation as a body. So what does that mean? You were one with... am I about to get fake deep? So what does that mean? You were one with everything else, right? Because you don't have an awareness of like where I begin and where you end, or vice versa. So what's I don't know. I feel like my mind latches onto the idea that, okay, if everything was formless and boundless, and you were aware, you had no awareness, and that's what it means. That's the absence of you, is the lack of the awareness of you, meaning everything that is. I'm talking about in its eternity is what you were one with. I don't know, maybe, right? Shit, I'm just chatting, man. I'm just yapping. My fault. Being a ghost alone is D tier, but if your homies also become ghosts, they die, be S tier. Long as I got my homies with me, man, doing the same shit over and over. But then you see, there we go again. We doing the same shit over and over again. That should get redundant, bro. And I feel like that right there is even proven by you being alive, bro. At some point, you and your homies have to grow up. Y'all have to grow, older than, y'all have to grow beyond that phase that you think was exciting. Look at you and your homies right now. It's a reason why probably y'all are separate, if y'all are separate. If y'all are living separate lives. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing what the other is doing, and etc. Right? There's a reason for that. Y'all grew beyond that phase of y'all enjoying each other's company and doing whatever y'all were doing together to make each moment enjoyable. You had to grow over that though. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's why you cannot do it right now. So being a ghost though would have to mean you have to get stuck at that moment for eternity. If you want to be with your homies, be with your homies, but it's still going to be the same outcome. You're not going to enjoy it after a minute, after a while. Come on, man. What's that? Imagine dying at birth. You're just being spawn camped the rest of eternity. Spawn camped. Oh shit. Spawn camp? Stillborn is worse. You're just getting login banned. Oh damn. That's what that could, like the stillborn experience, right? It's just you forgetting your login details, so you end up login banned. Oh shit. What kind of comment section? What if being sperm counts as existing? So many people are just getting timed out. What if you got aborted? That'd be like consistently spawn killed. I'm literally dying from laughter. Bro, this comment section is crazy. I like how something as profound as life after death can be confirmed. Something as simple as this tier. Okay. I believe that when we die, we wake up in office and you have to walk up to the receptionist. It's behind the. Yeah, you've watched a whole lot of Men in Black movies, man. I feel like in Men in Black there's something like that. Terrifying thing is that we don't even remember how we get into the world. It's like we just found ourselves alive. Our only evidence is the momentarily of living. It's the moment of living. That's why when they were breaking down existence and non-existence, and existence choosing to continue existing, but it's only saying that because it's been existing, right? What are the desires of the non-existent if they don't exist? Understand what I'm saying? So do you, like, I feel like that's why even the concepts of reincarnation make sense, that you only change form as per your soul, right? But then again, for me, that's what I want to define further. What is the soul? What is this thing that keeps on going into different forms and changing that form and being this aspect of life and being that, being a tree, being a dog, you know what I'm saying? Being an aircraft, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Being like a forest fire. Fuck. Being a rock. Being the rain, being the cloud. Like, Jesus. Can you be energy? Like, as in, like, can you be love? Can you be compassion? Right? Change form. You are that principle. Can you be a principle? Can you be a theory in your next, you know what I'm saying? That, I don't know, it sounds crazy, but I feel like that makes more sense, because now if I only have the experience of existing, my next best unknown kind of attempt at painting a known from an unknown would be from an existential experience, sort of a reference, right? So I would have to imagine myself existing as something that's already in existence. I can never imagine myself as non-existence, because it doesn't even exist. How do I imagine it? It doesn't even have nothing. What am I imagining? Non-existence, nothingness. What am I imagining? The black void. I'm still imagining some shit that's a black void that exists, right? As per what I'm imagining. So I can never imagine non-existence, man. So I feel like with that kind of conversation, it's like, yo, leave the non-existent for the non-existent. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let me see this. The theory of infinite repeat of your life is basically heaven or hell, depending on if you are generally suffering or experiencing bliss. Yeah, it is, right? That same concept of heaven or hell. Just what you make your experience mean. But like, yeah, but then the other thing that I was pointing out with this infinite loop thing, right, is that whether you're experiencing that heaven or that hell, what are you is your mind not able to catch on to the fact that, wait, this has been hell for me, let me wake up from this and make it sort of a heaven for me, of which at that point, if you now consciously are making the decision to make this hellish experience a heaven, it's not gonna loop in the same way. You literally have changed the loop, and if you've changed the loop, you've changed the infinite loop theory. So you've dismantled, bust the myth, whatever, right? But you've disproved it because you've changed that. But then it would require for you to be dumb as a rock. Like, as in, your mind never develops beyond making meaning out of what's going on. So if you've been looping in hellish ways, the the nth time that you loop is gonna be like the first time. And if it's constantly the first time, it's like, then how is there like 1,000 loops then? If this, to me, the experience is the first time. So it's nothing but one time and one time only. So there is no loop, there is no repeat. Bro, that one is easily challengeable. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not too consistent. You know what I'm saying? According to me, though. I mean, I like to think when I die, I just get the can now play as Luigi notification. Yeah, just to change the character, bro. I feel that when we die, whatever we believe will happen is what we will experience. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, I do lean more towards that type of thinking as well. That's why I was asking, yo, can you be energy? Can you be principle? You are energy, but can you be a principle in your next life? As in, can you choose to be that? You know what I'm saying? You know, like to a point where you focus so much on the principle of what is it? Loyalty. You know what I'm saying? That your whole life, loyalty comes first, right? Whether it's to a friend, a family member, whatever, but where you can practice that loyalty principle like the best in its most purest form or whatever. That's always what comes first. And then let's say, you know what I'm saying, you write books on loyalty, like the principles of loyalty, how to become your highest value self by being, this version of loyal, whatever the case. And then that sort of like intellectual property of yours outlives you. Let's say you never had kids. You know what I mean? You've just became loyal, right? People are practicing loyalty all in your name, not your name, but like in your sort of, because think about it, you left the principles of loyalty. People are following those religiously. You know what I'm saying? People are reading your books. Your books are like blowing up even after your death because, oh shit, he was so genius about the principles of loyalty, and I'm applying whatever he thought and things like, and then, you know what I'm saying? That's how like people are familiar with even your name. So, and a whole lot of people, have been living according to this. So if that's the case, then it means you just join into the eternal pool of what loyalty means. You literally have become a principle. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, it is what it is. We're just out here kicking these ideas. Feel me? Like, at the end of the day, I don't know. So I feel like the realest concept is, bro, it's the nothingness joint, dog. Like, it's nothing. Like in terms of my experience within this body, this mind, these 5 senses that this body has, and it's nothingness. But then now, there's schools of thought that believe, okay, then the soul goes on to take new forms, and all experiences are just new because with that new form will come a new memory, will come new development, whatever the case, right? Meaning, like, if that's real, then it means every human being is an old ass soul. Because think of where you began. If that's the nature of the soul, that's the recycling dynamic of the soul. That's like, the soul has never died then, right? So everybody's an ancient soul. Fact. Yo, did I say? Hold up. Let me see more of these comments, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Chill. Yeah, chill. But like a perfect heaven does not allow for boredom. It's boring. It's not perfect. But everything gets to a point of not being, entertaining no more. Everything, like, you have to be able to grasp the concept of letting go of shit. Even that perfection, nigga. It's not there to stay forever. Right? Putting Ghost in was insane. I'd have such a blast haunting that make movies about patience ironic. Yeah. You can tell this person probably, they're inspired by a whole lot of paranormal activity kind of movies, horror movies and shit like that, right? Yeah, people like that will have a blast as ghosts. I'm not gonna lie. Existential crisis speed run.